carry the world like a heavy stone, trying to fight these battles all alone. My shoulders were breaking, my spirit was thin, losing the war against the ghost of sin. But you said, child, give the stone to me, and I'll give you the sky in the galaxy. You took the weight and you gave me wings. Now my soul is free and my spirit sings. Late night gospel, honey for the soul, your gentle power making me whole. High above the valley, high above the rain, faith is the end of every chain. I'm floating on the chords of a warm piano, trading my no for your holy hallelujah. The rasp in my voice is a testimony that your love is the only thing that's holy. Yes, I'm free indeed. The night is at its darkest just before the dawn, but the light of your spirit keeps leading me on. I can feel the upright bass thumping in my chest. Tell into your rest. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of the chase. I just wanna stay in this holy space. We're gonna walk
until the morning breaks,
through the valley of our heartaches, trusting the path that we cannot see. 'Cause your hand, oh Lord, is guiding me. I believe,
I believe, I believe
in the quiet,
I believe.
until the sun comes up. I'll stay right here with you. Amen. Slow shuffle drums, warm organ, grace beneath my shaking bones. I've been trembling in the shadows, shaking from my deepest fears, trying hard to keep my balance through the weight of broken years. But your grace begins to settle like a hand upon my chest, saying, child, you're still forgiven. Come and lay your soul to rest. Every burden I've been dragging, every wound that left a scar, meets the mercy of your presence, shining softly from afar. And the blues guitar is bending like a cry from weary souls, while your grace beneath my shaking bones begins to make me whole. When my strength is nearly gone, still your grace keeps holding on. Grace beneath my shaking bones, holding me when I'm alone. Make my grace beneath my shaking bones, holding me when I'm alone. Every weakness, every ache, with the love you make, grace that lifts me when I fall, grace that answers every call. Underneath the cracks and groans, grace supports my shaking bones. There were moments I felt empty, moments soaked in quiet dread, but your voice became a shelter where my weary spirit fled. And your kindness flowed like water through the creases of my shame, till the trembling slowly faded grace when I break, grace that restores every breath that I take. Oh, grace beneath my shaking bones, holding me when I'm alone. Every weakness, every ache, you revive with the love you make. Grace that lifts me when I fall, grace that answers every call. Underneath the cracks and groans, grace supports my shaking bones. Your grace beneath my shaking bones.
I prayed for signs and thunder, for something I could hold, but all I heard was nothing in the spaces growing cold. No miracle, no movement, no voice I could repeat, just a quiet stretching longer than my courage to believe. I thought silence meant abandonment, like you had turned away. But the longer that I stayed there, the less afraid I became. Because something in the stillness was keeping me alive. Even when I couldn't hear you, I felt you by my side. It was a silence where you spoke the loudest, where you said what words never could. You didn't rush to fix my questions, you just stayed when nothing looked good. And now I know some answers don't come wrapped in sound. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, when I finally slowed down. I'm learning not to fill the quiet with my panic or my fear. Sometimes love doesn't explain itself, it just remains near. And faith isn't always shouting, sometimes it's standing still, trusting that you're working even when it feels unreal. If you're not afraid of my waiting, then I won't be either. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, where my soul learned how to breathe. You weren't absent in the quiet, you were teaching me how to see.
There's a quiet by the river when the evening settles low.
and the silver on the water catches every fading glow. In that stillness I can hear you calling softly to my soul, like a lantern on the surface, saying, child, I'll make you whole. When the storms of shame and failure try to drown me in their tide, you remind me you're the Savior who is always at my side. Every ripple tells a story of a love that never leaves, and the peace that rests upon me is the gift that grace believes. In the calm of holy water, in the hush of sacred night, I can feel your healing presence, turning darkness into light. You're the light in the still water, peace in every crashing wave. When my fears pull me under, you're the hand that reaches safe, light that breaks the silent storms, love that carries, love that forms. There were nights I felt abandoned, nights my strength was wearing thin, but the river whispered gently, child, let mercy wash within. So I knelt beside the shadows, let the tears fall where they may, and your spirit ran beside them, washing every doubt away. Break the chains I cannot see. In the stillness, oh, let your presence bring me peace. Water light, water like piano echoes. Light in the water, shining me. I kept holding my breath. I kept holding my breath. I spend my days asking for exits, for open doors and clearer skies. I thought faith meant finding escape routes. I kept telling myself just endure, like surviving was the goal. But my lungs were tired of waiting for a future I couldn't hold. I called it limitation, I called it being stuck, but you kept calling it a moment, yeah, where trust could take root and grow up. You didn't lift me from the struggle,
didn't rush the air I need. You stood beside me long enough to teach my chest how to breathe. I thought peace would come with movement, with change, with being free. But peace arrived much quieter, standing right in front of me. I learned to breathe where you placed me, not waiting to be moved. I learned that grace is present, even when the view doesn't improve. I stopped holding my breath for rescue, stop begging for release. I learned to breathe where you placed me, and found a kind of peace. I measured days by distance, by how far I thought I'd come. But you measured faith by presence, by how honestly I begun. You didn't shame my restlessness, you didn't rush my doubt. You just kept breathing patience, till my fear learned how. I've learned you don't abandon places just because they feel confined. Some holy ground looks ordinary till you change the way I stand inside. I don't need a different setting to feel your nearness grow. You're just as present in the waiting as you are when doors open slow. If you are here, then here is holy. If you are near here, then I'm not lonely. I learned to breathe where you place me, right here, not someday else. I learned that staying can be sacred, not a failure of myself. I don't need to escape this moment to feel your peace increase. I learned to breathe where you place me, and my soul found release. Yeah, I'm not trapped, I'm held, and I can breathe. Lead me through the quiet night, when the evening turns to shadow and the winds begin to sigh, when the peace I thought I carried disappears into the sky. I can feel a holy presence walking softly by my side, and I know I'm not abandoned, for you never leave my side.
I have stumbled in the darkness, I have fought the fear within. but your voice becomes a lantern, shining gently on my skin.
Every whisper of your promise breaks the silence of my fear. And the stillness of the night tells me, child, I'm always near. When the night is long and cold, still your mercy takes its hold.
Lead me through the quiet night, through the shadows, through the fight. Be the light that guides my way till the breaking of the day.
Lead me when I'm lost inside. Lift my heart and be my guide. Through the darkness, through the night. Jesus, lead me with your light. There were moments I felt empty, with a fear I couldn't speak. But your comfort wrapped around me, made the broken heart feel weak. And that weakness turned to worship as you lifted up my soul, till the quiet night of trembling turned to presence making whole.
Lead me, Jesus.
Lead me home.
Hold me, Jesus.
I'm not alone.
Through the night,
Through the night,
into light.
into light. Lead me, lead me through the quiet night. Whoa. Hold my heart, Lord. Lord. When the weight becomes too heavy and my courage starts to fade, when the road ahead grows narrow from the choices I have made, you become the strength I'm missing. You become my saving hand, and you hold my heart with kindness when I feel I cannot stand. Every weakness
I've been hiding,
every tear I face
fear I failed to show
meets the mercy
of your presence.
in the places no one goes, and the organ swells with comfort as my spirit understands. You will hold my heart forever when I fall and cannot stand, when my breath is thin and weak. Still your strength is what I seek. Hold my heart when I cannot stand. Lift my soul with your gentle hand. Be the rock where my fears unwind. Be the peace
I cannot stand. Lift my soul with your gentle hand. Be the rock where my fears unwind. Be the peace that I cannot find. Oh, hold my heart
In the trembling night,
oh, guide me, Lord.
with your perfect light.
Oh,
When the storm, wild and grand,
on the road
hold my heart.
when I cannot stand. Hold on, child. I've been walking through the valley where the shadows cling and bite, trying hard to keep my courage in the middle of the night. But I feel a gentle whisper cutting through the cold and fear, saying hold on to my promise, child, I'm always near. When the blues guitar's crying, when my faith begins to break, when my hands are barely steady and my heart begins to shake, you remind me of the victory that the cross has won for me. And I feel your spirit rising, setting shackles free. When the world feels heavy, when I lose my song, you step into my weakness and you make me strong. Hold on, the morning's on its way. The cross has crushed the darkness, the stone has rolled away. Hold on, even when you're weak, my power in your weakness is the strength you seek. Hold on. There were nights I felt abandoned, nights I swore I'd had enough, but your mercy kept on moving, saying, child, get up. So I cling to every promise, every breath of holy truth, and the same God who was faithful still knows every move through the shadows. Hold on. Through the shadows. Hold on. Through the breaking. Hold on. Through tomorrow. Hold on. Grace will guide you. Grace will keep you. Grace will carry you home. Hold on.
Take me to the river, Lord. I've been wandering in the wilderness with a thirst I couldn't name, carrying regrets and memories, drowning deep in hidden shame, till I found the gentle river where your peace begins to flow. And I felt my weary spirit learn the healing I should know. Every sorrow kept in silence slowly melts into the tide, and the burden on my shoulder starts to drift away and slide. As the blues guitar is weeping for the heart I couldn't show, in the place where grace is moving like a river wide and slow. In the water, in the flow, there's a healing I can't control, where the river heals my soul, where the broken parts are whole, where your mercy washes clean every memory unseen, where the river calms my fears, where I lay my head in tears. Lord, your grace begins to roll, ooh, where the river heals my soul. I have fought the storms within me, I have stood the test of night, but the river keeps on shining like a dawn of gentle light. Now the organ hums a mercy that my heart can finally feel, in the river of redemption, where you teach my soul to heal. Wash me clean, wash me whole, river healing in my soul, where the river heals my soul, where the broken parts are whole, where your mercy washes clean every memory unseen, where the river calms my fears, where I lay my head in tears. Lord, your grace begins to roll, where the river heals my soul. in the rising light. When the morning breaks its silence and the night begins to fade, I can feel your mercy rising like a softly glowing shade. Every tear I cried in darkness slowly loosens from its place as the rising light reveals the gentle warmth of sacred grace. I have trembled in the shadows, I have whispered desperate prayers, but the dawn keeps reminding me that you always heard me there. Now the blues guitar is glowing like a hope restored again. Every sunrise speaks your name, every dawn removes my shame. Let your mercy gently bring peace that rises warm and true, light that pulls me close to you. Hold me till the shadows die in the grace of morning sky. There were moments I felt hopeless, where my soul broke piece by piece, but your morning light revived me with a quiet, healing peace. And the organ hums forgiveness while the choir softly sighs as you hold me in the rising light that brings life into my eyes. Rise in me, rise again. Let your mercy be my friend. Rise in me, rise and stay. Guide my heart through every day. Your mercy calls. I've been walking in the shadows where my fears begin to rise, trying hard to hide the trembling that still echoes in my eyes. But your voice begins to whisper like a river through my shame, and the night becomes a promise when your mercy calls my name.
I remember broken seasons where I couldn't find my voice, but you held me through the silence with a love that leaves no choice. And the blues guitars crying for the wounds I try to tame, till your spirit gently lifts me when your mercy calls my name. When the darkness starts to climb, still your grace arrives on time. When your mercy calls my name, every sorrow starts to fade. Through the struggle, through the flame, you remind me I am saved. When your mercy calls my name, hope returns in gentle way. All the fear I can't explain disappears in holy flame. There were moments I was weary, moments bent beneath the load, but your kindness lit a lantern on my long and lonely road. Now the organ hums forgiveness that I never dared to claim, till I rise with newfound courage when your mercy calls my name. Call me, Lord, call me still. Speak your grace through every hill. Call me when my heart is weak. Let your mercy be my peace. Let your mercy be my peace. When your mercy calls my name, every sorrow starts to fade. Through the struggle, through the flame, you remind me I am saved. When your mercy calls my name, hope returns in gentle ways. All the fear I can't explain disappears in holy flame. Calls my name, calls my name, calls my name. Calls my name. When the weight is on my shoulders and I struggle just to breathe, when the echoes in my memory whisper lies I still believe, there's a stirring deep within me, like a fire beginning bright, and the spirit starts to sing a song that pulls me into life. Every doubt that tried to haunt me, every fear that scratched my soul, meets a melody of mercy, making broken places whole. And the blues guitar is glowing with a hymn of joyful ring, as the chains fall off my spirit when the spirit starts to sing. When I'm standing on the brink, still your grace begins to sing. starts to sing, every sorrow takes its wing. Every valley, every night fills with everlasting light. When the Spirit starts to rise, hope begins to fill my eyes. Chains that held me lose their sting when the Spirit starts to sing. Sing in me, sing again. Shape my heart, let truth begin. Rivals rush my healing, wanted closure by the dawn. I thought faith meant faster answers to everything I've done wrong. But you never pulled me forward, never dragged me through the pain. You just walked at human speed and stayed beside me in the rain. Mercy doesn't hurry me, doesn't shove me toward the light. It lets me feel the weight of things without abandoning the fight. You're not counting how it doesn't hurt me, and somehow that's divine. I confuse delay with distance, think slow means you forgot. But every scar you're tending is one you never rush or ride. You're more interested in death than how quickly I look fine. You're teaching me that healing isn't something I outrun. If you're patient with my becoming, I can learn to be the same. Mercy doesn't hurry me, yeah. Waits until I'm ready to stand. It heals what time alone never could, with your steady hand. before I learned how to stay, before I learned how to choose. I was running from silence, calling it freedom, calling it truth. I mistook attention for love, noise for something real. I didn't know what it meant to be held without having to feel. I loved what felt familiar, even when it left me small. I trusted the shape of affection, even when it made me fall. I gave my heart to quick promises, to hands that didn't remain. I thought love was something you earned by learning how not to complain. But you were there before the language, before I knew how to pray, before I could name the ache in me or explain why I stayed. You loved me before I understood love, before I knew what it cost. You loved me when I called it desire, when I called it being lost, before I learned the difference between being wanted and being known. You loved me before I understood love, before my heart found a home. I thought love was always urgent, something I had to defend. I didn't know it could be patient or stay without needing an end. I confused intensity with meaning, mistook fear for being alive. But you never chased my attention, you just stayed quietly kind. If love doesn't need to convince me, if it doesn't need to be loud, then everything I learned about loving was missing you somehow. You loved me before I understood love, before I learned how to see. You loved me when I was reaching for anything that wasn't me. Now I'm unlearning what hurt me, I'm relearning what's true. You loved me before I understood love, and I'm finally learning from you. I don't have to earn it now, I just have to let it stay.
I've been running from confession, running far from what is true, trying hard to hide the heartache that I never gave to you. But your spirit keeps on knocking with a love that won't depart, till the moment I surrender, where the gospel finds my heart. There were nights I lost
Nights I wandered far from grace, but your kindness kept on calling. Through the emptiness I faced, and the blues guitar is singing what my spirit can impart. There's a healing in the moment when the gospel finds my heart. Every wall begins to fall when I hear your gentle call. Where the gospel finds my heart, every tear becomes a start. Every gasp finds my heart, every tear becomes a start. Scar turns to light beneath your star. Where the gospel takes its place, I am wrapped in holy grace. Every broken, weary part, breathe again within your heart. Find me, Lord, find me still. Your will. Find me, Lord, find me still. Ooh, shape my heart to match your will. Mercy in the midnight wind, when the night grows still and the world is sound asleep. There's a whisper in the shadows, calling softly to the deep. Every fear I've tried to bury, every tear I didn't show, meets the mercy in the midnight wind that tells me I can grow. There were nights I felt forgotten, nights I lost my honest prayer, but the Spirit kept on moving through the cold and heavy air, and the blues guitar was crying like a voice that understands, till the mercy in the midnight wind took my trembling by the hand. When I'm breaking in the quiet, still your peace comes rolling in. Oh, mercy in the midnight wind, calling me to breathe again. Every sorrow, every fight fades beneath your holy light. Mercy in the midnight
I never learned to face. But your kindness keeps on rising, like a dawn of gentle grace. And the organ hums forgiveness, while my heartbeat learns to rest, as the mercy in the midnight wind lays its hand upon my chest. Blow on me, Lord,
Blow on me,
heal my soul, Lord.
heal my soul.
Let the wind of grace remind me you were always in control. Double in the way. Mercy. Mercy in the midnight wind. I've been racing through my healing, trying hard to feel okay, counting progress in my changes, wondering why it takes so long this way. I thought grace would fix me faster, tie my loose ends overnight. You keep walking slow beside me, like there's no reason to fight. I confuse speed with faithfulness, silence with delay, but you never seem offended by the pace I need today. You're not tapping your foot impatient, you're not checking off my past. You're more concerned with how I'm growing than how fast. Grace is not in a hurry, it doesn't rush me through the pain. It lets the wound breathe open till healing knows my name. You don't love me more tomorrow than you love me now. Grace is not in a hurry, and that's how I know it's real somehow. Some things heal in quiet moments, some scars need gentle time. You don't call it wasted waiting when I'm learning how to be kind. I'm not late to my becoming, I'm not failing in delay. I'm still walking in your mercy every step of the way. If you're patient with my story, I can learn to be the same. For grace is not in a hurry, doesn't push me toward perfection. It keeps my fragile soul. Now I'm letting go of timelines, learning how to stay. Grace is not in a hurry, and neither are you with me today. Slow is not failure, slow is still grace.
Pack my past in cardboard press, left my fear on folding chairs. I've been running from mirrors and hard goodbyes, from quiet rooms and honest nights. I changed zip codes like personalities, call escape my strategy. Every town had the same old ache, different bars, same mistakes. I kept outrunning my shadow self till I ran out of somewhere else. You don't chase like I expect, you wait where the road ends. It was when I stopped running that I learned how to stay. When I lay down my defenses, you showed me another way. Yeah, when I stopped running from my past, you gave my future a chance. Turns out freedom don't come from speed, it comes from finally believing. I tried new faces, tried fresh starts, tried duct taping broken hearts, but every road I took along still echoed your voice back home. I've been proud, I've been afraid, I've been drunk on yesterday, but you don't flinch at who I was. You just love me forward, you don't bring up every fall. You just catch me when I stall. Yeah, when I stop running, I felt your peace moving in my debris. Every scar finally exhaled, every lie lost its spell. You met me at the edge, you're tired, where courage feels expired. You didn't preach, you didn't shout, you just waited my walls out. Every mile I tried to flee was just teaching me to need. Sometimes stopping is how you arrive. I tried, I try to carry every failure
every promise I couldn't keep, every word I wish I'd taken back, every night I couldn't sleep. I stacked them like a mountain on a heart already old. I told myself it was my cross, but it was more than I could hold. I wore my guilt like armor, like it proved that I was sorry enough. I thought punishment was faithfulness, and shame was some kind of love. But you never asked me for suffering, never asked me to pretend. You just waited for the moment I would finally let you in. Yeah. My hands were shaking, my knees gave way, and that's when mercy made a way. Yeah. You carried the weight I couldn't hold. When my strength finally ran dry, you didn't ask me to be fearless, you just asked me not to lie. Yeah, I laid it down at your feet, every fear, every load. You carried the weight I couldn't hold. I thought letting go meant failing, thought surrender meant defeat, but you call it holy wisdom when I fall down at your feet. And the burdens I've been dragging, oh, lost their power in your hands. You didn't make them disappear, you just helped me understand. Hey, yeah. Oh, if love means lifting broken things, then you love me well. If grace means sharing what I can't, then grace never failed. Oh, yeah. You carry the weight I couldn't hold. When I had nothing left to give, you turned my weakness into mercy. Oh, you reminded me how to live. I'm lighter now, not because I'm stronger, but because you are. Another train I didn't catch, another prayer without a match, neon lights on empty streets, hope still pacing in my chest. I've been standing and I answer calls, leaning on invisible walls, watching dreams in slow rewind, trying not to lose my mind. Every promise steals on delay. Every miracle took the long way. I check my phone like it owes me grace. Search your face in crowded space. They told me faith would move these mountains. Nobody told me about the fountains. But there's God in the waiting, God in the slow, God in the silence I used to ignore. Yeah, there's God in the holding on when the easy answers are gone. There's God in the breathing cool, every now and every soon. I tried shortcuts through my doubt, tried to bargain my way out, tried to dress fear up this place, tried to play God with shaking hands. I've been faithful to my time backs, angry when you miss my deadlines. But you don't rush what needs to go. Even broken hearts take time to sow. You ain't late, you ain't confused. You're doing what I couldn't do. Yeah, there's God in the waiting room chair, God in the dance of prayer, God in the nights I cry alone, God in the long way home. There's God in the learning to skate when walking away feels safer. You're teaching patience to my bones, turning weight and losing the arms. You're saving courage in belief, building strength I couldn't play. Every season has its grace, even this unfinished place. You don't waste these silent days, you're working the hidden way. Yeah, there's God in the way, even when I'm tired of faith. God in the middle of becoming, God in the almost unaided. There's God in the breath I take, God in the ache that won't break. I don't see it, but I know there's God in the way, God in the soul. So I was walking with a pocket full of shadows, dust on my boots, doubt in my hands. Every prayer felt like it echoed hollow, every promise cracked like desert land. I carried old regrets like loaded chambers, Every memory knew my name. I try to outrun all my failures, but they kept whispering the same. I learned how to smile through broken seasons, learned how to drink away the pain. I made excuses, I made my reasons, built my shelter in the rain. I told myself I didn't need saving, told my heart to stay numb and strong. But late at night, when the walls stopped shaking, I knew deep down something was wrong. Then grace came quiet,
Not in thunder,
not in thunder,
not with fire.
falling from the sky. Just a gentle voice pulling me under,
Me under.
saying, son, you don't have to hide. That's when mercy finds me in the middle of my mess, with dirt on my soul and tears on my chest. It don't ask questions, it don't keep score, just opens up a long locked door. Yeah, mercy finds me when I'm barely holding on, when my faith feels thin and my hope feels gone. I didn't earn it, I didn't see it coming through, but mercy finds me every time I'm lost in you. I've seen miracles in cracked sidewalks, heard hallelujahs in midnight trains, found holy ground in backstreet talk, and broken men whispering names. I met forgiveness in a cheap motel, met truth in a worn out song. Even hell couldn't hold me well, once I learned where I belong. Ain't no sermon, ain't no lecture, just love that bleeds into light, hands that steady what the world fractures, eyes that see me through the fight. 'Cause mercy finds me in the middle of my mess, with dirt on my soul and tears on my chest. It don't demand I clean my past, just tells my heart I'm built to last. Yeah, mercy finds me when I fall apart, when I run out of strength and borrowed heart. I didn't earn it, I didn't make it come true, but mercy finds me when I stumble back to you. I laid my pride at the edge of your table, dropped my shame in your open hands. You said, child, you're more than label, more than every failed plan. So I breathe again, I learn to stand, let the old ghost finally go. Turns out heaven was right where I am, just waiting for me to know. Yeah, mercy finds me in my weakest place, with a tired heart and a weathered face. It don't remind me where I've been, just walks me forward, starts again. Yeah, mercy
protection through tension, through keeping my guard up high. I wore strength like heavy clothing, so nothing could get inside. I mistook control for safety, resistance for being brave. But you met me in exhaustion and invited me to lay it down.
You don't require defense.
I set down the armor at your door, let my shoulders finally fall.
I stopped preparing for battles you never asked for at all. I don't need to stay guarded, I don't need to stay strong. I set down the armor at your door.
You didn't expose my vulnerability, didn't make weakness a test. You showed me love doesn't invade it, it simply rests. I learned surrender isn't collapse, it's choosing to be seen, letting go of self-protection and learning how to breathe. If peace lives in surrender, then I'm done fighting you. I set down the armor at your door, I found rest. I set down the armor at your door and found rest. I set down the armor at your door. My hands are empty now. My hands are empty now. My hands are empty now. No words tonight. I used to fill the quiet with my questions and my fear, talking just to hear myself, pretending you were near. I rehearsed my explanations, every reason, every plea, afraid that if I stopped talking, you might stop listening to me. But tonight the room is empty and the noise is finally gone. No clever words to lean on, no pretending I'm strong. And somehow in the stillness where my answers fall apart, you don't fix me or explain me, you just sit here with my heart. No thunder in the heavens, no voice I can't command, just a holy kind of near I don't fully understand. When God sits with me in silence, I don't have to prove a thing. No explaining, no pretending, just a tired soul learning how to breathe. In the quiet I discover grace I never learned to say, when God sits with me in silence and loves me anyway. I thought faith was always answers, thought belief was being sure, but you seem more interested in what my wounds endure, and the questions I kept hiding, like they disqualified my prayer, slowly lose their power when I see you're still right there. Not every prayer needs language, not every wound needs sound. Sometimes healing happens when you simply sit me down. You don't rush me through the darkness, you don't force the morning light. You wait with me inside the night. When God sits with me in silence, I finally lay my armor down. No more running, no more hiding, no more faith that's fear dressed up as sound. In the quiet I am held, not because I'm brave or strong, but because you chose to stay with me when I had nothing left but wrong. Sometimes love sounds like silence, and you stay. Been carrying these stones since I was younger. Every mile got heavier somehow. I try to be strong, try to be harder, till my knees finally hit the ground. I wore my pain like a badge of honor, called survival my only creed. Build my walls a little higher, starve my heart on what I need. I chased tomorrow with empty pockets, talked tough but I was tired inside. Every victory felt borrowed, every smile learned how to lie. Then your voice came through the noise and doubt, said, son, you don't gotta fight alone now. So I laid my burdens down by the riverside, dropped my shame in your open sky, let the tears fall where the angels walk, let my scars finally learn to talk. Yeah, I laid my burdens down in your holy ground, where broken men get turned around. I walked in heavy, I walked out free. Lord, you carried what was killing me. I met forgiveness in the rearview mirror, saw hope in a stranger's eyes, found peace in unfinished prayers, found strength in my goodbye. Some nights still ache like old photographs, some
memories don't sleep easy, but your love keeps pulling me forward. When my courage feels weak and breezy, you don't count my failures twice, you just teach my heart new life. So I laid my burdens down by the riverside. Let your mercy change my mind. Was drowning in yesterday's doubt, now I'm breathing something holy now. Yeah, I laid my burdens down in your healing sound. What launched on left said change my mind. Was drowning in yesterday's doubt, now I'm breathing something holy now. Yeah, I lay my burdens down in your healing sound. Where lost souls get safe and found. I walked in time, I walked out free. Lord, you carried what was killing me. My pride, every lie I learned to survive. You gave me peace I couldn't earn, gave me hope on the long return. So I laid my burdens down in your endless grace. Let your light rewrite my face. I ain't perfect, but I'm finally home. Ain't alone in this flesh and bone. Yeah, I lay my burdens down and I testify. You turned my weeping into sky. I walked in broken, I walked out free. Lord, you carried what was killing me. Now every step feels lighter somehow, since I laid my burdens down. Some parts of me fell quietly, not in fire, not in sound, just slow erosion of hope, breaking ground.
I try to hide the damage, try to patch what I could see, but you walk through the wreckage gently with me. You don't rebuild with violence,
You rebuild me without rushing the ruins, without forcing me to rise. You honored what was broken before you designed what survives. You didn't shame the collapse in me, you didn't rush renewal through. You rebuild me without rushing the ruin.
you kept what was still breathing. Let the rest finally fall.
Oh.
You taught me some things must end, so others can grow tall.
I learned restoration isn't replacement. It's listening to what remains, letting new life emerge slowly from the pain.
If rebuilding takes silence, then silence is sacred.
You rebuild me without rushing the ruins, and now I stand again. Not finished,
Not finished,
not finished,
not finished,
oh, not finished, oh, not finished,
not finished.
but oh, not finished, not finished, not finished. Saw a woman crying at a bus stop bench, man sleeping under cardboard tents, kids with hope in secondhand shoes, doctors tired of delivering bad news. Bless the hands that hold the broken, bless the hearts that stay when others run. Bless the love that ain't outspoken, just shows up when the damage is done. Bless the hands that hold the shades. Oh, baby. Bless the hands, the faith that walks it slow. Bless the soul that keep on giving, even when there's nothing to show, even when there's nothing to show. Oh, you don't fix me, you stay with me. Sit in silence patiently. That's how heaven touches earth, through quiet acts of worth. Yeah. Bless the hands that hold the broken. They look a lot like yours. That's how love walks in the Love's brown, storm wind blow, Lord carry me. When the sky turns dark with thunder and the waves begin to rise, when the hope I cling to falters
and the tears fill up my eyes. You are still the faithful shepherd, walking waters deep and wide, saying, child, don't fear the tempest, I am always by your side. Every trial becomes a teacher, every struggle shapes my soul, and the nights I call for rescue are the nights you make me whole. In the lightning of your mercy, in the thunder of your grace, I can feel the strength of heaven shining softly on my face. Though the storm keeps raging, still I hear you say, I am here forever, I will never go away. Carry me through the storm, Lord, carry me through the night when the winds are howling loudest. Be my shelter, be my light. Carry me through the shadows till the morning sky turns warm. Hold me close and whisper softly, child, I'll carry you through the storm. When my strength is barely standing and my spirit's feeling warm, you remind me that your promise holds me steady in the storm. And the blues inside my heartbeat turn to praise instead of fear, as I feel your holy presence saying, child, I'm always near. Through the crashing, through the breaking, through the moments I'm not strong, you're the Savior, you're the refuge, you're the one who leads me on. Carry me, carry me, carry me through the storm. Ooh, carry. Grace walks with me in the dark. In the darkness of my burden, where my heart begins to shake, where the quiet of the night reveals the things I can't escape. There's a presence walking softly with a strength I cannot see, and I know that when I'm trembling, grace is walking next to me. Every shadow that surrounds me, every fear that hems me in, meets the comfort of your mercy that restores the hope within. And the blues guitars bending like the sigh of broken heart, while the grace that walks beside me slowly pieces me apart. When the
night.
Walk with me
until I'm free. Grace walks gently through oh, yeah. I thought silence meant you left me. Thought the night erased your face. Thought unanswered prayers meant I somehow fallen out of grace. But now I see you never moved. I just couldn't feel the ground. You were closer than my heartbeat when I thought you weren't around. I didn't lose you in the dark. You were holding every breath, yeah. Even when I couldn't see you, you were closer than my chest. The dark didn't steal your presence. It just taught my heart to pray. I didn't lose you in the dark. You were leading all the way. I blame the night for taking you, but it was fear that closed my eyes. You were working in the places I was too afraid to try. And now I know the darkness wasn't punishment or test. It was space enough for learning.